Hello and welcome to the Watch Kaki channel, where we bring you all the good and honest watch reviews. In today's video, we are going to take a look again at the Vario Empire, which I reviewed earlier this year. I did a review video on the tuxedo version, the automatic version of the Vario Empire, and today I have with me a new colorway, a new dial, and this one is called Emerald Green Dial, and really that style here is really amazing. I was very impressed when I received the watch from Vario. So the local brand Vario has been releasing plenty of straps, and this version of the Empire, it comes on one of those vintage Italian leather straps, which I also reviewed earlier this year. The case is exactly the same as the automatic version, which I reviewed earlier this year, but this one here is powered by a manual wind movement, and we're going to talk more about that when we go on to the specs in a while. So the Vario Empire, as its name implies, it draws inspiration from the Empire State Building and largely from the Art Deco styling. So I would say you can take a look at the fonts here, the overall styling of the watch and all. It really follows the style and era of the Art Deco in the 20s and 30s. So this one here is no different. I would say this is a dressy, more to the dressy and even casual side of things. So onto the specs of the watch. The watch has a 38mm case size. It's got a case thickness of 11.4mm from the base of the sapphire crystal back to the top of the flat sapphire crystal. It's got a lug width of 20mm, and it has a relatively short lug to lug. Lug length is 46mm on this. And finally, it's got a dial size of about 30mm. So I would say, in terms of legibility and easy reading of time, this one here definitely has no problems. Really good, very legible dial to read. And I was also told by Vario that the emerald green dial and the gold gilt version, I think these are sort of a limited edition or limited quantities. Each color variant is limited to only 50 pieces. Powering the Empire Emerald Green Dial is a hand-wound mechanical movement from Miyota, and the caliber name is 6T33. This is a hand-wound movement. It is non-hacking, so when I pull out the winding crown, the watch doesn't hack, so that could be a drawback. According to some watch collectors, hacking function is very important, but I think at this price point, they had to use a movement that is suitable for this watch. And this caliber here is hand wound, and I think it's got a power reserve of about 40 hours. Pretty standard specifications for a budget entry level watch movement. So sapphire crystals front and back. Alright, it's a very nice touch by Vario to include a sapphire crystal at the back for the display back. Alright, here I think the movement is nickel plated, and I think there are some gold plated parts as well. Water resistance is 50 meters as printed here, 5 atmospheres, so I would say it's probably good enough for daily wear, but definitely not the sort of watch where you want to go into heavy duty activities. The watch retails at about $500 Singapore dollars, and there's a discount code available on Vario's website. If I'm not wrong, it gives you a 10% discount if you apply the code. So we're going to now zoom in a little bit and talk to you more about the case and dial design. Not too much to say about the case design. I've already done so in my previous review of the tuxedo version, the automatic version of the Vario Empire, but I'd like to add on some information about the case side here. They've got this step design here, so it's pretty cool. The vertically brushed section here, you will see that there's a step design at the side on both sides of the case, and that probably makes it very interesting. And interesting to know that they've got drilled through lugs, so that will make strap change very easy. So this being a 20mm lug width, I would say there are so many strap options you can think about. I also like to bring to your attention that it's got a really short spring bar to case distance. Alright, not the lug to lug distance. What I'm saying is the spring bar to the case is actually very short, so you don't really get a lug gap. And the onion crown here also suits the watch very well. This classic kind of old school look to it. It is unsigned, but but then again it's an onion crown, and winding action is very comfortable, although the movement here doesn't click very much. That's the way to put it. The movement doesn't click very much when you wind it. I'm actually winding it, but you can't really hear that it's clicking or winding. Doesn't feel like it's winding, but it will come to a complete stop when the movement or the watch is fully wound. And now let's talk about this dial design here. I did a handset just before filming this portion of the video, and I really need to tell you, this emerald green dial here is gorgeous. It's got great texturing going on, especially at the center of the dial here. Alright, now even on the outer track of the dial, they've got texture going on. There's like concentric lines going on. Alright, and in the center is where you see the beautiful texturing, and also the distinct Art Deco fonts going on the outer track of this dial here. I tell you, they are the highlight of the entire Vario Empire series. In my opinion, I think that Art Deco fonts here, or the whole Art Deco theme, has got great potential going on, and in my opinion, no brand has actually claimed that this is their signature style. I think there are some brands that have used these fonts every now and then for certain models, but you don't see any brand sort of claiming it for their own design identity. So I'm not sure. This could be an area of great potential for Vario. So all the markers here along the minute track, the dot markers, the numerals, the Arabic numbers here in Art Deco font, and the brand logo, I think they're embossed or stamped. I don't think they're applied, but they really look good. There's a bit of a 3D effect going on, and I think, you know, for a price that's about 500 Singapore dollars, I think the workmanship on the dial is very impressive. And at the macro shot here, you will see plenty of details going on. You've got the lovely texturing and the really nicely embossed numerals and logo. Good job here from Vario. To be honest, I'm not a very big fan of the skeletonized handset. I think the hour and minute hands, sometimes they do get lost. Alright, they get lost in the sense that I can't really see them very clearly. Now take a look here. If I were to turn the watch this way, I think because the hands are skeletonized, you can't really read the time at first glance. But I'm a big fan of the seconds hand because of the cool counterbalance and all this, you know, gilt look on the emerald green dial. I think this is just very good looking. Certainly the watch is punching way above its weight class. Here's a reshot of the watch in natural light. I really like how the green dial plays with the light, and those 3D looking numerals that is embossed on this dial here, they're really the showstopper with the Art Deco fonts there. And at 38mm, the watch is very easy to wear, hardly any lug gaps, just a good looking watch here. So overall, great design elements found on the Vario Empire. I would say this is quite a good buy for the price you pay. The case itself is, you know, pretty interesting. You can see the effort that the manufacturer has put into designing the case. It's got a really good mix of brush and polished finishes. Of course, I do wish that the bezel is a little bit lower. I think the bezel at the moment sits a bit too tall. If the bezel is a little bit lower, the watch would be about 1mm thinner, thereby making it even classier. And of course, in this emerald green dial version, the green dial is just a showstopper. I mean, it's just cool. Take a look at the texturing going on at the center of the dial, and also on the outer track where the numerals are. Here you can even see the concentric circles, the lines here. It feels like a record, right? The old school type of gramophone record where you've got the grooves going on in concentric circles. Very, very cool designs. Even the fonts, how it is embossed, and the minute markers here. Alright, minute markers here are very cool. You've got bigger dots on every 5 minutes. I spoke at great length to the owner of the brand Vario, Ivan. I spoke to him a lot via Instagram and via email, and I received some hints that there will be new variations, color variations coming in next year for the Vario Empire. Of course, these lovely Art Deco fonts will be retained, but the rumors, alright, or the insider information is there will be 4 very interesting colorways coming around, and later on next year there could be even different case shapes coming for the Vario Empire collection. So we could be expecting something, I don't know, square or tonneau version. So stay tuned, keep a lookout for these versions from Vario. So there you have it, the Vario Empire in emerald green. I was told that this is limited edition, or at least limited quantities, only limited to 50 pieces. So if you're interested, if you like this kind of look, this art deco classic type of watch, I would say it is a very good purchase. This green dial here, really you need to look at it yourself. It really looks good. You've got a whole lot of effects going on, from the sunburst on the outer track here. Here you can see, once I play with the light, there is a sun ray or sunburst going on at the outer track, and of course the texturing at the center portion of the dial here, I tell you, it's just very beautiful here. So if you found this video to be helpful, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next week for more watch reviews. This is Watch Kaki. Bye bye. And today is a very special day because I finally get to review a green watch. Alright, so it's been a long time, and I think George here is very, very happy. And George has decided not to return the watch. I'm going to have to speak to Ivan about this. This is great.